and I got killed by one in this game. Sigh. I think we just suck against Ferdinand. What's that? Mate, you just didn't kill.
And I killed it with my main gun.
You're a dirty fuck. I was gonna kill him.
Morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. What did you think about that intro? Yeah. Yeah. That felt good. Granted it wasn't a particularly difficult shot, but it made me feel better. So, there we go. First thing, if you can hear a scratching noise in the background throughout my recording of this clip, I apologise. That is my bearded dragon. He has a habit of scratching his claws against the glass because he wants to come out, and I really can't be bothered with that right now. So if you can hear him, I apologise. You'll just have to relax and listen to the calming sound of my voice. Not particularly calming, I know I sound like a sociopath, but nothing particularly, I can't say particularly interesting because that makes it sound like this video is pointless. Basically, this video is just an excuse for me to upload more T-64 gameplay. I said when I did my review that there would be much more content of this vehicle coming to the channel. I did warn you, and there will be more content of this thing coming to the channel because I'm thoroughly enjoying playing it. The KPZ and the MBT have received a nerf, thank God. They now have a reload rate of 10 seconds rather than the previous 6 seconds. The majority of the games I have been playing at 9.0 Russia, I have won. I think the games I played yesterday, I played about a dozen and I only lost 2. So yeah, which is good because the task I'm doing at the moment is to get 20 victories. And at this time when I was recording this, I was grinding for my BMP1. I do now have it. It is crewed, it is on my lineup, and there will be a review coming of it as soon as I can get some footage to put into said review. So once again we're on the Berlin map. I apologise because I've just realised this map was in yesterday's video for the Chieftain. A little bit of good news as well for those of you who are not a fan of Call of Duty or Call of Duty World War II to be more specific. There will not be any gameplay footage of that coming up onto the channel today. Depending on whether my brother plays a few more missions tonight, there may be some more of the Let's Play coming up to the channel tomorrow. But none today. So those of you who don't like it, you can, you know, be happy. Those of you who do, which I know is a select few, the majority of my subscribers are here for War Thunder at the end of the day, and I'm perfectly happy to appease those people. So first target up, we've got a KPZ. KPZ, sorry, I am English after all. But that's me being overly pedantic. I don't know how he didn't notice me, but I certainly am not complaining. As well as the KPZ and the MBT receiving a nerf, by the way, it seems as though the T-64 has also received a buff in means of its whole rotation speed, both at standing still and whilst moving seems to be much faster, as well as the actual acceleration of the tank itself. I can't be completely certain about this, but it just feels faster, and at this point I haven't gotten any of the engine upgrades yet, which leads me to believe that it has actually received a buff. If you know for certain, let me know in the comments. It'd be nice to hear your thoughts on this as well, if it is true. That sneaky, yeah, ugh, bastard. I don't know how he missed me from there, but I'm not complaining. And the Bagel Panzer is lighting me up from the rear, but somebody takes him out for me. Thank you very much for that, man. You have just saved my bacon. My views on the T-64 have only really increased the more I play it, to be quite honest with you. I loved it when it was first added, and when I first got it. I loved it when I did my review, and I love it even more now that it, like I said, seems to be going faster, but unfortunately it's not entirely bulletproof. Or missile-proof in this case. I was going to use the spawn, but I figured as this is a pretty much a sure win at this stage, I would take my T-64A out because we haven't seen footage of this thing for a while. I've almost got the fin stabilised discarding sabot round for this tank now, which I would say that it would add to its effectiveness no end, but I guess we'll see. Its armour is still terrible for the tier that it's having to play at 8.7. It's not like the Chieftain Mark 10 where it has ridiculous turret armour for its battle rating. Actually no, the more comparative tank would be the Mark 5, which is basically a Mark 3, but slower. And with the same rounds, with the same gun, with the same armour. As I said, all it really has to differentiate between the Mark 3 and the Mark 5 is an extra machine gun, sorry I still have a cough, on the Commander's Cupola. Which is not much to shout about because it's only a 7.62 NATO round. So it's not exactly going to be taking out any aircraft. I think the way they could improve the T-55A to fight at 8.7 would be to up armour it, make it into a later variant of the T-55, so maybe the T-55M, which was armed with, I hesitate to say ERA, it was basically extra turret armour and side skirts. I would put a picture in the video, but to be honest with you, I can't exactly remember the designation. I think it's the M, like the modernised, which is basically what that means under Russian distinction. An M pre-suffix on a vehicle's name basically refers to it being a modern variant. Same thing goes with their weapons as well. The AK-M, for example, is just a modernised version of the AK-47, and then you have the AK-74M, which is a modernised version of the 5.56. No, is it 5.45? I think it is, the AK-74. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will tell me, Red, you're an idiot, it's not 5.56, it's blown up. No, 5.56 is NATO, so it's not 5.56. I'm rambling now, ignore me. Once again though, if you know the answer to that question, let me know in the comments. I do think that the Gaijin did say when they added tier 6 that any tanks that were high tier 5, so not the T-54s, but the T-55A and the T-62, depending on how they perform in the top tier meta, which is where they're going to end up playing, because they're not really going to get down tiered, and they're going to spend the majority of their time in 9.0 matches, will be upgraded in some form or another to perform better in their given matchmaker. One of the questions Schooter had about this was the addition of a cupola mounted machine gun on the T-62, and I think this was answered in a dev Q&A on the War Thunder website, saying that they would add extra armour and a machine gun on the T-62, and obviously other vehicles besides, if they fit into that same sort of matchmaking bracket, to make them more competitive. So what do we think about this? Do you want to see modernised T-62s and T-55 and everything else besides at this matchmaking bracket? Once again, let me know in the comments. Keeping you guys busy today. That's 3 things you can talk about in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.